global news update on top accolade news. The headlines: EU warns Hungary over draft law targeting NGOs and media. Maryland Congressman denied access to wrongly deported US president in El Salvador. India overtakes Japan to become world's fourth largest economy. North Korea slams US Golden Dome missile defense plan. We start with the focus in politics. EU warns Hungary over draft law targeting NGOs and media. The European Commission has issued a strong warning to Hungary over a controversial draft law that would restrict foreign funding to NGOs and media organizations. Speaking in Brussels ahead of Foreign Ministers' meeting, EU Commissioner for Democracy Michael McGrath said the legislation violates EU laws and urged the Hungarian government to withdraw the proposal immediately. McGrath warned that if Hungary moves further with the law, the Commission is prepared to take legal or political action, citing serious concerns over the state of the rule of law in the country. Still in politics, Maryland Congressman denied access to wrongly deported U.S. resident in El Salvador. Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey said he was blocked from visiting Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran man and U.S. resident wrongly deported due to a government error, who is now being held in El Salvador's infamous prison. In a video filmed outside the facility, he criticized Salvadorian officials for denying him and Garcia's lawyer entry despite prior diplomatic requests. The administration has acknowledged the deportation was a mistake, but El Salvador has refused to return Garcia, citing unproven ties to MS-13 gang. Senator Chris Valen Holland was previously allowed to meet Garcia under what he described as a staged and misleading photo opportunity by President Nayib Bukele. Shifting focus to economy, India overtakes Japan to become world's fourth largest economy. India has officially surpassed Japan to become the world's fourth largest economy, according to the latest International Monetary Fund data projecting India's GDP at $4.187 trillion for 2025, narrowly ahead of Japan's $4.186 trillion. Experts hailed this milestone as a testament to India's robust growth and favorable geopolitical environment, with forecasts showing India will continue as the fastest growing major economy, expanding by over 6% annually through 2026. While per capita income remains low, India's asset signals a turning point as it aims to become the third largest economy within the next few years, driven by ambitious reforms and economic policies. Moving to international relations, North Korea slams US Golden Dome missile defense plan. North Korea has sharply condemned US President Donald Trump's proposed Golden Dome missile defense system, calling it a very dangerous and threatening initiative that risks igniting a global arms race in both nuclear and space domains. Pyongyang accused Washington of using the $175 billion project to justify militarizing outer space and securing unchecked military dominance under the guise of homeland defense. Trump recently said the system will integrate advanced land, sea, and space-based technologies, though specific details remain scarce. North Korea warned the plan could destabilize strategic security among nuclear powers and turn space into a potential war zone. You're watching a global news update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Still in international relations, German Chancellor Merz criticizes Israel's Gaza offensive. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has intensified his criticism of Israel's renewed military offensive in Gaza, expressing deep concern over the escalating civilian toll and calling for urgent humanitarian relief. Speaking at the joint press conference in Finland, Merz questioned the strategic purpose of Israel's recent military action, saying they no longer appear to serve the goal of countering terrorism or freeing hostages. He urged Israeli authorities to allow more aid into Gaza emphasizing the need to address food and water shortages amid a deepening humanitarian crisis. Met said Berlin remains in direct communication with Tel Aviv over the situation. Moving to conflict. Confusion swirls over alleged Hamas ceasefire deal. Conflicting reports emerged on Monday over a possible Gaza ceasefire proposal, with a Palestinian official claiming that Hamas agreed to a deal allegedly brokered by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff involving the release of 10 Israeli hostages and a 70-day truce. However, both Witkoff and Israeli officials have rejected the proposal, denying it originates from the U.S. and dismissing it as unacceptable. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responded cautiously, saying he hoped to share updates soon. The deadlock continues as humanitarian conditions worsens in Gaza. Turning to entertainment, Rita Shepherd breaks Everest record with 31st summit. Nepali mountaineer Rita Shepherd has made history yet again, reaching the summit of Mount Everest for a record-breaking 31st time early on Tuesday morning. Leading the Indian Army Adventure Wing Everest expedition, the 55-year-old climber stood atop the world's highest peak around 4 a.m. local time, reaffirming his title as the undisputed Everest man. Since his first ascent in 1994, he has become a national icon in Nepal, where mountaineering remains both a proud tradition and a vital source of income. Now in sports, car plows into Liverpool fans during victory parade. A joyous Premier League victory parade in Liverpool turned tragic on Monday evening when a car drove into a crowd of fans, leaving 4 people critically injured and dozens more hospitalized. Videos posted online show a grey people carrier crashing into a packed pedestrian-only area, sending fans flying and dragging several beneath its wheels. Emergency service workers treated 20 on the scene and transported 27 others to the hospital. Police quickly arrested a 53-year-old local man, saying the incident was not terror-related, but are still investigating the motive. That concludes our global news update for today. Stay tuned for more global news and development. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojorumi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.